Good morning, this is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. We're on day 25 of the garden produce recipes. The first one we have is cucumber relish. I think I know I've given you several recipes for cucumber relish. Each one is a little bit different. The one I prefer is the one got carrots in it, but I like this one too. Um, it's something you have to plan ahead. For you have to put your onions, your cucumbers, so forth and so forth. And I don't have any cucumbers here. I don't know. Put your cucumbers in there somewhere. Anyway, you cut that all ahead and you put it in a large bowl. Add your salt, and then you cover with water and you refrigerate overnight. The next day you would drain your water, drain and rinse, and then you would drain again. But then you combine your brine, your vinegar, your water, your sugar, your celery seed, and your mustard seed. You bring it to a boil and you add your veggies and you simmer for 10 minutes. Then you put it into hot jars, sterilized jars, leaving 1/4 inch headspace, and you water bath for 10 days. There'll be something else, wouldn't it? 10 minutes. And cucumbers, I would guess it would be about eight cups is what I'm guessing. I don't know. Just put the cucumbers in. Like what I do, I put as many cucumbers as I have, and then I adjust everything according to that. Okay. The next one is a grilled onion. We've seen all the big onions that we have at the grocery stores lately, and they're huge. And this is one of them this is one that you can, one of the recipes to use it for. It's a grilled onion. You take an onion and you peel it. And remember, save all your peelings, save all your potato peelings, all your carrot peelings, all of them, onion peelings. Put them in a bag and put them in the freezer. And when you get a whole bag full, put it in there. Make a vegetable stock out of it. And then I dehydrate it. I make the vegetable stock first, and I make it very, very thick. And then I get it that way because I boil it all down to almost a soup. And then I dehydrate it and I powder it. So then I can make myself a vegetable soup without any vegetables in it. Vegetable cream soup. I can add it to any flavors, any of my meat I want to add it to. Anything to give it flavor. I grilled onions. You hollow the center of the onions to about an inch. You chop up those onions, and then you put your butter and your beef bouillon in the cavity that you've made. Top it with your onions that you've chopped, and wrap it in foil and put it on the grill. Or don't put it on direct heat, put it on the indirect heat. Cover it, and cook it. I says for 25 to 30 minutes or until tender. I have used it in the oven instead of the grill, and I'd use the same process. And I don't know how long. I can't give you the time for the onions in the oven because I just periodically check them. And when they become tender, I use them. I really can't give you an thing on that. The next one is quick pickle any vegetable. Just use a pound of vegetables, any kind of vegetables, cabbage, cucumbers, peppers, onions, carrot, beans, whatever you want, whatever you have. And you have 2 sprigs of fresh herbs, the thyme, dill, rosemary. I usually use just dill, or sometimes rosemary. I don't like thyme, so I don't usually use that. And that's optional. Okay? You can use 1 to 2 teaspoons of whole spices, such as your peppercorn, your mustard seed, your celery seed, coriander, and all those. Those are optional also. 1 teaspoon of dried spice ground, turmeric, ginger. I will usually put turmeric in it. I like turmeric, and ginger is also a good one. They're both immunity things that will help. And with my fiber, the turmeric helps the fiber. Then I put garlic cloves in there. I don't slice them generally. I zest them because we don't like that. I don't like the big chunk of of garlic. Then you make your brine. Vinegar, water, salt, and sugar. That's all there is to it. You pack them and you put them in the brine. Make the brine. Have a half-inch or teaspoon of headspace, and you water bath for 15 minutes. That's any vegetable that you want to do. Like I said, any of them. If it's good. Red onions are good, and then you can use your onions in your hamburgers or so forth. Those of you who make hamburgers now, hamburgers is another thing that is out of reach for me, especially with my limited income. So that's another one. Beans, broccoli, boo salad. This comes about, they call it a boo salad because the person who gave it to me, she used it for Halloween. And that's the only reason you got the boo in there. Broccoli, mandarin oranges, red onions, bacon. There again, the bacon I leave out because I can't afford the bacon. And raisins. And you put this all in, you put the meal and the sugar and the vinegar in a small bowl, and you whip it all together, whisk it all together. Then you put the broccoli, your mandarin oranges, your red onions, and your raisins, and your bacon all in a big bowl, and you add your dressing and toss the coat, and then you cover and refrigerate. It says 8 hours, but I don't believe it's that long. If it is, yeah, maybe it is, because you have to get all those vegetables, flavors melded together. Vegetable rankings. This is just for 2 people. And you doesn't get all in there now. Yep, I got it all in there. And it uses zucchini again, or yellow squash, green peppers, broccoli, carrots, potatoes. Those are your vegetables. And then you make kind of I don't know, you cook them. You cook them until they're done, tender. Then you melt your butter and you add your flour. You make kind of a white sauce is what you do here. And you cook for 2 or 3 minutes, but you add your cheese in there. There again, the cheese. It says shredded cheddar cheese. It just depends on what I feel like. I switch the cheeses around. It just depends on what I have in my refrigerator and what I have in my freezer. A lot of times I will use American cheese because I get that in my senior box, and I get 2 pounds a month, and I don't use much cheese, so that's what it's usually used for. And the American cheese I use that we get is like the Velveeta, and it's very, very good. In fact, my son makes it. He's in the factory that makes it, and he makes some Velveeta, Lano Lakes American cheese, and it's very, very good. Okay, then you just do this. You bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes after you have already cooked these vegetables to a crisp doneness, and then you bake it until your sauce is all bubbly. Wilted kale coleslaw. Another coleslaw recipe, except this is a little bit easier. And again, it's got bacon, where I don't use the bacon. I'm getting tired of saying I don't use the bacon, but I don't use the bacon. Cabbage. You do cook the bacon, it says, until it's crisp. But if you ever cook bacon, and I'm not going to say most people. A lot of us will save the bacon grease. And it's in a bowl, in a jar, or in a bowl, jar, basically, in our refrigerator. And so whenever we want some bacon grease, I just grab a teaspoon of that, and I think it says 1 tablespoon. So I grab a tablespoon of bacon grease that's in my refrigerator, and I would use that instead of the cooking the bacon. But anyway, you add you put the bacon. I can't even talk. I can't even think. Combine your cabbage, your green peppers, your green onion, celery seed, and your salt, and you set it aside, and then you cook your bacon. Well, like I said, I just used bacon dripping. Crumble the bacon over the cabbage. Of course, if you don't use the bacon, you won't want to do that. But to the drippings, you add sugar, vinegar, and paprika, and you heat it up until your sugar is dissolved, and then you toss it on top of your cabbage and your vegetable mixture, and you serve immediately. Well, the heat and the bread and the heat and the vinegar and so forth will wilt your cabbage, so it will be wilted. This is my oddball one. I just happened to run across this. It's one of my favorites. And I ran across it again. This is when we usually use it for Thanksgiving, Christmas, something like that. Or in the winter, it kind of spruces up your meat or whatever you had for your side dish. And I don't have turkey just for Thanksgiving. I have turkey whenever I want it during the year. And I might not use a big turkey, but I will use the turkey breast. So, and those are usually a little bit cheaper, and I have them in my freezer all the time, at least one in my freezer all the time. This year, this week they happen to be on sale at my local store. I'm going to buy maybe 2 or 3 of them, simply so I can have them in my freezer. But the cheapest I can get, it is the cheapest meat I can get for $1.99. Nothing else even touches it. Okay, so like I said, I will eat this, make this recipe a lot of times whenever I have turkey. So that means I will eat it several times a month. Not a week, but a month. Maybe 2-3 times a month. Okay, that's it for today. Day 25, I believe, of garden produce recipes. Have a great day. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.